everyone and welcome to 9 Inch Charge. Today we're going to have a look at some rumours that have been circulating. They started on 4chan and made their way across to Reddit. The author is apparently the person who first leaked the reinforcement rule, and now they've leaked what they claim to be the entire release schedule for Age of Sigmar for this year and into 2023, naming specific battle tomes, new factions and units. Just before we check them out, please be sure to drop this video a like if it's something that you enjoy. It would be really appreciated because it helps people find the channel and just helps us grow. Also, if you want to see more content like this in the future, please be sure to subscribe because I do try and stay up to date with all the latest goings on. Okay, so they have stated that the first 4 battle tomes for this edition, after Stormcast Eternals and Orruk War Clans, will be Maggotkin of Nurgle, Gloomspite Gits, Ogres and Beasts of Chaos. I think it'd be really great if this did come true. I think Ogres and Beasts of Chaos especially are looking a little bit tired, and the other factions, it would be great to see them updated as well. They did give an indication on what kind of units we might see for these factions and what kind of boxes we might see released for them. So I'm going to go into that next. They did say, just as an overall, that the way the new boxes are going to work is a bit like the Thousand Suns box versus the Grey Knights box for 40k, where one side gets a new leader, but the other side is basically brand new and revamped. So the first battle box that they've said that we'll see will be Gloomspite Gits with a brand new Scuttle Boss on Giant Spider versus Beasts of Chaos with a new Doomball, Bulgor and Jabberscythe model, which is really exciting, especially in this new edition if it turns out to be true. We want to see some more big monsters, and why not see them from the Beasts of Chaos? I wonder if they'll redo any of the infantry types for Beasts of Chaos if this rumour turns out to be true, because some of those are starting to look a little bit tired as well. They did suggest that the Ogre release will be coupled with a brand new Start Collecting box, much like the Warriors of Chaos release was, and in that will be included a brand new Slaughtermaster or Butcher. This seems to make sense to me because at the moment this model is still fine cast resin, and we know that we want to move away from that and get into plastics. So this is something that we could take an educated guess at seeing, but I could see working out as being true in the end. They also suggested updates for other existing factions. They didn't talk about whether or not any battle tomes have come out for these, but they did talk about the units. So for example, they did suggest that Ossiarch Bone Reapers will see a new foot hero and Mortek archers. Chaos Warriors and Knights will get a sprue like the new Cadians. I mean, thank goodness, this has definitely got to be on the cards because you can't limit units to being bought only through a box for Start Collecting. It's just madness. And apparently they're going to get entirely new Chosen Warriors, which would be really great to see. Something kind of, I'd like to see something that could go toe-to-toe with a Stormcast Paladin as a Chosen Warrior. I think that would be great. So hopefully these things will come true. Now, what's even more exciting than this is that they have suggested that we will see 3 brand new factions for Age of Sigmar in 3rd edition, and they have said the time frame in which they will be coming out as well. So according to this source, the first new faction that we will see, which is coming in early 2022, will be the Dawnbringer Crusades. Now, we have seen the Dawnbringer Crusades teased on the community website already, and they're tipped by this source to be a soft reboot of the Cities of Sigmar. This one pretty much is a given. We know something's coming from the Dawnbringer Crusades. They've already suggested that it's going to be Cities of Sigmar. Whether or not we see it as a soft reboot of Cities of Sigmar will be something quite interesting. I think it'd be great to see some brand new humans and to see a bit more lore. And, you know, at the moment, Cities of Sigmar does feel a little bit of a hodgepodge of units all kind of crushed together. So maybe this will give them a bit more definition. We'll just have to wait and see. But, you know, this one is pretty much a certainty. The next one is slated for the end of 2022, and that is the Umbraneth. Now, the Umbraneth are rumoured to be the Shadow Elves that live under Malarian. The only thing that we've ever heard about the Umbraneth officially is there was a Warhammer community article where I think it was talking about the Canaanite Shadow Stalkers, and the author of the article accidentally called them Umbraneth or referred to Umbraneth, and then it was quickly deleted and reworded. And from there, we've decided, you know, we've got the idea that these are the Shadow Elves. This is something that I've wanted to see for a long time, and this is something that, again, I think will be pretty plausible, because as we've seen just recently, and this is something that came out after these rumours were published, is that the new series of Warhammer Underworlds is set in the realm of Shadow. So this would make perfect sense that then we would start to see a race of elves that come from the realm of Shadow in this new edition. And what they've stated is that these are going to be the rivals of a brand new wave of Umbraneth. Yes, another wave of Umbraneth, the River Temple, and these will be led by Tyrion, who should get his own model. If true, this would be something I'd absolutely love to see. I think it'd be so phenomenal to see all these old elves, all these old adversaries from the old world rise up as gods in Age of Sigmar. And I just can't wait to see what they do and how they face off against each other. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed for this one. Hopefully, you know, Umbraneth wasn't just a misspelling that's gotten out of hand. Hopefully we will see a brand new faction for them. And the last faction that they said will be released, and they said this will come in early 2023, are the Oathbreakers, who are Chaos Dwarves. Now I think these have been mentioned in the Auric Warclans battle tome. This is because I think back in the day of Warhammer Fantasy battles, the Hobgoblins, who we kind of would think of the Hobgrots or the Crawl Boys now, did actually have an allegiance with Chaos Dwarves, and this has been teased in the battle tome in the lore. So this is something that you may be able to extrapolate from existing information or from knowing that Hobgoblins are coming out, or Hobgrots have come out for Age of Sigmar, but seems to be a roundabout on the money. I'd be really interested to see these, to be honest, just to have a look at how they look now, because I think some of the models in the range are just so old and so tired now, but some of the newer ones are better, like the Kadai Fireborn seem to stand up. But what I really want to see from these is they used to have so many great fantastical monsters, like great bulls and things like this, and bull centaurs. I think that would be something quite fitting for this edition that is in the realm of beasts. So it's a rumour that I hope it turns out to be true. But of course, with everything here, take it with a pinch of salt. Although it's something that we've heard of in the lore, it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to manifest itself. I mean, Orion has been mentioned in the Sylvaneth battle tome since the beginning, and we still don't have any signs of Orion turning up just yet. Or Kurnoth as he's called now. Leading from this Oathbreakers release in early 2023, they've gone on to talk about and speculate what the campaign will be. So we're talking about a new kind of Broken Realms campaign with a series of books that will come out, and apparently this all ends with the Oathbreakers driving a huge warp cannon up to Azure and blowing a hole in the side of it, and then Archaon invades Azure. Now this would be a really interesting plot twist, because it kind of would mean that Age of Sigmar has gone full circle, because we started off with all the realms basically under the control of Chaos except for Azure, and then the Realm Gate Wars happened and Sigmar burst out of the Realm Gates with his Stormcast Eternals and started laying siege to what is essentially Chaos territory and starting to reclaim it for the forces of Order. This would see the forces of Chaos fighting back and being able to strike into Azure, which so far has been untouched. So it would be something really interesting to see, and I have a feeling that this is a kind of direction that I think Age of Sigmar may go, just because in Age of Sigmar First Edition it was all about Order and all about Order expansion and Stormcast Eternals. In the Second Edition we had Death and the Necroquake. Now in Third Edition it's about Destruction, Kragnos' Awakening and the Realm of Beasts. So to come back to Chaos I think would make a bit of sense. I'm not saying that I think this is true. Obviously, as we said before, you know, take this with loads of salt. But just, it is something that you could see happening. I'd be really interested to see if these do come to fruition or not. Obviously, I don't know too much about this source other than previously they'd known about the reinforcement rule earlier than the rest of us. And that's not a great deal to go on, but interesting to see anyway. Some of these rumours I really hope come true. A lot of them do actually seem quite plausible, but let me know in the comments what you think of them. Let me know what you've heard on the rumour mill. Let me know if you think they will come true or not, or what you would like to see as an alternative. And be sure to like and subscribe to this video if you've enjoyed it. This has been 9 Inch Charge, and I will catch you next time.